Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is going to be this smoky halo eye, but with some neon colors, some gold tones in here. Kind of like a farewell to summer and almost a fall, but really a little bit more fun. I've been wanting to do this look for quite some time on my channel. I just have been pushing it off because it's definitely out of my comfort zone. I mean, I'm not somebody that wears neon eyeshadow all the time or really ever, but I really am impressed and I'm really excited with how this look came out, so I wish I would have done it sooner. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. Alright, so to get started, we are going to prime our eyelids. I'm just using a concealer, any color or any eye primer that you choose will work, and just put that on both eyes. Make sure that you pat it around, and then we're going to go ahead and set that with a light colored shadow. I'm using Walk of Shame from Decay on a fluffy brush, just blending that out. And for this look today, I'm going to be using the Beauty Killer palette, and the first shade I'm going in with is Courtney as my transition color, just to warm up the look just a bit, because I'm going to be using some really bright shadows, so I did not want to have the bright in contrast with the very stark white that I set the primer with. To begin forming my halo eye, I'll be using Star Power on a Morphe M507, and I'm just going to pack the color onto the outer corner of my eye very carefully, and I'm dipping back into the palette several times to get the pigment that I'm looking for, but I don't want to make a really large mess, so that's why I'm taking my time, and I am just blending that kind of in a V shape to give my eye the shape that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to take that same color onto the inner corner of my eye, and I'm going to start in the inner corner and work my way towards the middle, but I'm going to leave that middle area blank. And I'm doing the same thing that I did on the outer corner, which is packing that color on to make sure that it's the right pigment that I'm looking for. So I have found that working with bright colors can definitely get you into trouble quickly if you are not blending. So I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just buffing out the edges of that pink color, and I'm actually adding a little bit more Courtney onto there to start bringing it into my crease and over the center point of my eye. So it's not as harsh, but I want it a very blended and blown out look. So make sure that if you're using these super bright colors that you're doing a lot of blending and you're taking your time. So this look is all about color payoff, and to make sure that the center of my eye gets the most payoff, I'm going to use this NYX Cream Eye Pencil as a foundation or a primer for my shimmer shadow. So it has something to stick to make sure that I have a really nice shimmer and I'm getting the color payoff from my shadow. I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've used this color. This is Expensive Pink by MAC Cosmetics, and when I first got into makeup, this was one of my favorite colors. I wore it every single day because it's such a versatile color. It's one of those you can dress it up, you can dress it down, and it just has such a beautiful color and shimmer to it that it really complements any look, which is why I chose this for this look, to make sure that I had that real pretty pink, but to still give some color reflex. So I'm going back in with Star Power, and now I'm starting to bring the inner and the outer corner together, just blending that pink lightly through my crease. So after we are all blended out, I'm going to go ahead and take my Decay Walk of Shame and use that as my brow bone highlight, and this is an Decay brush from the Electric palette. So I'm just taking this color just to give some nice contrast and to kind of start cleaning up my brows that are a mess, excuse me. And then I'm taking that fluffy brush from earlier to just blend that in to give it a more airbrushed and perfected look. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Benefit Porefessional and my Body Shop Instamatte. I've still kind of out on this one. I do like it, but it just, I'm not sure if it really is giving me any payoff. And for foundation today, I'll be using my Marc Jacobs foundation, and to be quite honest, this is a real pain to blend for me. For whatever reason, I haven't found the absolute best way to get it on my face because I had to cut so much out of this blending. It took forever. So if you have any good way to blend it, or if you have found any secrets, leave those down in the comments below, because I absolutely love this foundation, but the application is a little annoying. And for my concealer today, I'll be using my 151, or also known as the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. If you watched my recent haul, you know that the smell of this is awful, which you can clearly see on my face there. The coverage is amazing. The blendability is outstanding. The smell is absolutely tragic. Seriously though, for a product that I anticipated and was so excited about, they need to get the smell right. I'm going to use it because it was not cheap, and I firmly believe that if I buy it, I have to use it, but it's bad. It's so bad. It's very sad actually, but I'm going to go ahead and start blending that in to give me my little highlighted effect that I like. And next I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder to set my face and make sure that I don't have any fallout, because I still have to do underneath my eyes. And I'm trying this baking on the bottom part of my face, but I'm not sure if I'm a fan yet. So to complete my eye look, I'm going in with the exact same colors, and this is the flat definer brush. I'm taking Star Power, and I'm going to put that on the inner and outer corner of my lower lash line to mirror the top, and then I will also put the expensive pink in the middle to give it a more unified look. After my bottom lashes are blended, I'm going to go ahead and hit the inner corner with a highlight color, and this is Venus from the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and I'll be taking my Morphe E3 brush to brush off the bake underneath my eyes and just use that extra powder to set the rest of my face. I look super pale here, and I think it's just the lighting because the pictures didn't look like that. But I'm taking one of my new favorites, this Marc Jacobs light filter powder in the Dream color, and this is a Morphe E3, and I'm going to use that to warm up my face and do a very minimal contour today just with this powder. So far, I really am pleased with it. It's very fine. It feels like silk, so I'm really happy with this powder. But I'm still a little concerned why I look so pale right here. But hopefully we'll warm it up soon. So I'm going to take my new bronzer that I found from one of our local stores here, and this is on a MAC Duo Fiber brush, and I'm using that to actually add a little bit of color and life to my face, which I'm really glad that I did now seeing it on video, because in person it definitely did not look that light, and I know in pictures it doesn't either. But this bronzer is actually, it's really nice. It's a huge pan. It's kind of like the size of the pans that Jeffree Star highlighters come in, and it's really cheap, which is always a bonus. So for some color and some shimmer, I'm going to be using my favorite blush with it, which is the Gypsy blush from Becca, and I'm just dusting this on the apples of my cheeks and then lightly working it back once most of the product is on my cheeks. Then I'm taking that Marc Jacobs powder again and doing a very slight nose contour just to give my face a little bit of definition. And I am using a brush. I believe this is from Walmart. I don't remember. I think it's an Eco Tools. And I'm just making sure that that's blended in so I don't have two strips down the sides of my nose, because that's not a good look. This is an e.l.f. brush, I believe, and it's probably one of my absolute favorite brushes. Now, one of my newer obsessions is this Guerlain, I believe it is pronounced, Noir Mascara. One of the absolute best mascaras I have ever tried, hands down. It doesn't flake, it doesn't come off, and it has a really nice little smell to it that does disappear so it doesn't bother your eyes. But for bottom lashes, this is probably one of my favorite mascaras I've ever used. So if you can score a sample of this, I highly recommend you do so. Now, of course, I have to highlight it up with a little bit of Champagne Pop on my Morphe 510 brush, and I'm just adding that highlight to the high points of my cheekbones and blending it out. And I'll take a little bit up onto my forehead to give it light or some color where the light would normally hit, and of course my Cupid's bow and down the center of my nose. So to finish this look off, we're going to go in with the lips, and I'll line them with this nude lip liner by Gosh Cosmetics. And then I'm going to be using a Revlon Color Stay lip that I have not used in a really long time. This is number 10. It's definitely an oldie but goodie, and I thought it was really pretty, so I decided to go with the pink to kind of keep in the same color family. And to top this off, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar, which is quickly a favorite. Alright, so this is our finished look. I am absolutely over the moon with how this came out. I'm so excited. I think that it's such a fun but pretty look. It's not so in your face, but it's definitely a statement look. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, and leave me some comments down below of especially things that you might like to see next. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.